drafted to go to Vietnam when he was 21 years old. He's seeing my granny at the time, and a lot of the boys that was getting drafted were going over with the infantry, and a lot of them boys weren't coming home. And he rightfully figured the same fate awaited him, and that he was seeing my granny at the time, and he figured that he'd be doing her a favor, just go ahead and break things off. At least that's his side of the story. I don't know, you can take that up with them. But.
Okay.
So he takes off and he goes off to boot camp, and everything's going great. And he's a trained killer, so he believes. And him and all his buddies are ready to go over and do some fighting. And much to their dismay at the time, when boot camp was over and orders came down, half of them got sent over to Germany instead. So he spent his 2 years in Vietnam in Germany, and his only main complaint about the Vietnam War, wherever he's at this evening, he's somewhere out there. Him and Charlene both are out there this evening. But his only main complaint about Vietnam was that mainly the beer was warm. So when he made it back home, he made it back home just barely by the skin of his teeth. And while he's over there, seeing as how he figured he was going to make it home, he decided that my granny's who he'd like to spend the rest of his days with. And the only problem is when he took off, she thought he was going for good. And she started courting this fella, and they ended up getting engaged. And when he got back home, he caught wind of this, and that's just not going to fly. And so when he took off to the army, I think about the time that he left eye shot of the driveway, his family sold off all his earthly belongings that the man had. So he didn't have a car, didn't have any means of transportation. He sold off his precious motorcycle.
No.
But he had one buddy with a car. So his buddy, there was this dance that was going on out in Boyd County, and his buddy dropped him off there at that dance because he figured surely he could run into her there. And he was right, and she was there. And guess what? Charlene had a car. So they took Charlene's car out for a drive, and he asked Charlene to marry him instead. And guess what? They're still together to this very day, and they're here tonight. So. I like to give them both a hard time, So if you see them running around here, my granny Charlene, she likes a bourbon neat, y'all. The song's called Charlene.